on the radio, But like my family actually like supports me. Like my mom, my stepdad, my stepbrothers, they all like support me and stuff like that. So, I had to like shout everybody out that really supported me on that song.
Wow. Now the whole issue of the title, So High. Why'd you make it that title?
Because it's just like being high off life, It's not like people think it's like all about drugs because it's like Molly, LSD that I'm talking about, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's not figuratively, I'm speaking it like like as in high off life, like being like happy to be alive and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, like I definitely like that song, man. I can relate to it because I love my family and my family always got my back. Even though some of my family members might not like when I talk about my music, some do and some don't even care, and they just still there. So like when I listen to your music, it's like I feel like I'm listening to me too because it's like I can relate to it so much, That's what makes it such a great song because anybody can relate to it. Like like Drake, if you listen to Drake, a lot of people relate to him because he's talking about real stuff, He's talking about his team, he's talking about his family, he's talking about his friends, his people he loves, people, being high, on whatever, whether it's life or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you speak it in that way and it's pretty clear right there,
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely, man. I mean that little line, I know I relate to it when you said, grandmother, said her prayers for me. I am one of those blessed people that does have his grandmother still alive, and every time I see her, she's like, que Dios te bendiga, and I'm like, I feel great. I feel like, okay, well, I'm protected, so no matter what happens, whether I'm on the train, whether I'm driving, I feel pretty good having that, man. So we definitely do relate to that song, man. We definitely do relate to that song.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yo, let's talk about the Super Bowl. What did you think about the Super Bowl on Sunday?
So disappointed, yeah.
Oh.
I totally have to agree with you on that one, man. I was so bummed out, man, because like I was rooting for the Seahawks all the way because I was with them.
Oh, you guys were being from the East Coast, and oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I was with Seahawks all the way as well. Okay, cool.
I mean, I think we're we're all from New York, and every New Yorker knows like you're either a Giants fan or a Jets fan.
Yeah.
And everyone is supposed to already automatically hate the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? So it's like any team that goes against the Patriots, it's like, all right, you're gonna go for the other team. So, and plus, Seahawks. I've been following them, and like I was rooting for them last year. So I'm just like, yeah, Seahawks all the way. And when that the coach made that play, that call, I was just like, why the hell would you do that? Like.
It was so disappointing, Like I just I wanted to cry so bad because it was their game. It was right in their hands, man.
Yeah.
I just like, and to me also, it was like you heard so much about the Patriots, like how they were like cheating and like the coach and Tom Brady and like all this stuff like inflated footballs, and I'm like, I don't even know what to believe at this point, but I'm like more like, well. Like I've been rocking with Seahawks, and of course I'm not gonna root for the Patriots, being mainly from New York and a Giants fan. So it's like I'm like, nah, I can't, But yeah, I was like, damn, I thought it was like fixed or rigged or something. Like
they got to a fight at the end too.
Yeah, I don't think that was fixed.
Seconds.
Yeah, that was definitely a world star moment right there. Like
Yeah, that was.
I wasn't expecting that. Like.
No, that definitely was a world star moment, man. That was the hardest thing right there. That and that miracle interception.
Yeah, that's basically what got everyone mad. That's what pissed everyone off, and they were just like, "Are you serious?" Like, Marshawn Lynch was, running the ball like most of the time. Crushing through people. Beast mode. And then
all you gotta do is give him the ball. That's it.
Exactly, like as simple as that. Like he's gonna like bulldoze it through people. Like that's what he does. Exactly. So they didn't use him, and like the coach's excuse was pretty stupid. I mean, he said something about like making use of the time they had, and I don't know. It was ridiculous, and a lot of people have their opinions on it, but I think
I was disappointed.
let down. But you know what? There's always next year, and you know we're always gonna watch the Super Bowl no matter what, and we're always gonna root for our team. So it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, we're gonna follow our team. You know, with the good and the bad, the ugly. And on that note, in terms of following artists, what artists are you currently following?
Right now I'm following Logic. Like, he's one of my favorite rappers. Like, I've been listening to since the Young Sinatra albums.
Wow.
Okay.
And J. Cole, I have to give J. Cole a lot of props because I got to see him live. You know, he's really cool.
You did? How was that? How was that performance? How was that?
Oh, he killed it. Him and Wale. I got front row seats on that concert. It was the best best night of my life.
Crazy.
Front row, man. Yo, any of those picks or any actually any like I said, you know, we're J-Stack fans over here at Real Loud Radio. This is second episode for 2015. J-Stack's on deck. We're talking to him. So you know what? Get at us. We're following him. We will continue to be doing that, and we will keep you up to date with everything J-Stacks.
Definitely. Logic, I haven't really heard much of him. I know he's a white rapper. Like, what do you think about the white rappers coming into the whole rap world industry? Like, what do you think about that?
I don't know. It's it's good. Like, I don't know. Like, people sometimes get mad about it. Like, I've heard interviews and but to me they sound ignorant half of the times. Like, they say, oh, that's not for white people. You know, they don't belong doing that. But it's if you have a love and you got a passion for music, why are you gonna discriminate somebody else because they're not the same skin color as you? You know?
Right. Absolutely.
Like, I'm not dark skinned either, but I love making music and stuff. I don't have to be a certain skin complexion to make music and to do what I love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. Like, you know, honestly, I don't listen to him because I really haven't heard much of him. But I would definitely check him out, whether he's white or black or Hispanic or Asian. It doesn't really matter to me. It's as long as it's good music, as long as it's, you know, good art and, you know, it's good, you know, and I like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm not gonna listen to him because, you know, that's discrimination. And we've talked a lot about, you know, race and discrimination in our previous episodes, and we've talked and asked people about what they think about the Mike Brown situation and Eric Garner and, you know, everything about that. So, what's your take on that? Like, you know, how do you feel about it right now in 2015? Should we even keep talking about it? Should we do something to change, you know, racial profiling and, you know, cops, you know, using lethal force on, you know, mostly, you know, black people and, you know, people of, you know, brown or, you know, black, you know, dark complexion? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's sad, with all that, stuff going on, you know, with the cops, abusing, their authority and stuff. I mean, it's not every cop. It's not okay, every single cop, is bad now all of a sudden. But you do have those cops that are, they get, you know, it lets them get to their head a little bit. And, you know, with Mike Brown and, you know, all this stuff that happened, it's it's definitely sad. But the protesters, you know, people are protesting and they're talking about, oh, we got to stop the violence. We got to stop this and that. But it's you're protesting. And it's when you protest, it's in a way you're encouraging that violence, you know, because you're the ones acting violent right back. So, you know, it's
true.
It's a little bit you know, messed up, you know.
When you're looting or you know, starting fires, you know, I mean, that hasn't happened.
You're starting up the violence too.
Yeah, you're basically feeding into that, and then
you're adding fire to fire, you know.
Cops that this is how we are. This is, you know, we're just making them believe what they believe even more, you know. So because they already think we're violent, they already think, you know, we act a certain way. So we're just kind of feeding into that and giving them kind of the reaction.
Yeah, giving them a reason.
They want. Yeah, but exactly. We're just making it worse. And then the whole guy from Baltimore, he killed 2 NYPD officers. What did you think about that in retaliation to Eric Garner and Mike Brown?
Yeah, see, that's another example, you know. It's it's not making it any better, you know. We just have to you know, just all just sit down and just take a breather, because that wasn't making it any better. That started it up more, and now the cops are acting even more you know, crazy.
Right.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
I feel you know, going into the new year, we're doing a lot better. And I think if we don't feed into the news and watch it and let the news dictate, you know, what we believe in and, you know, what our values and what we think of, when it comes to like other people of other skin colors, I think we'll be fine. I think if we don't let, people of color hate cops, we'll be fine. And as long as cops aren't feeding into that either and saying, oh, I hate, blacks, I hate Hispanics because of whatever, that they're just watching too much news. They're letting all that stuff kind of brainwash them to thinking, well, these people are all like this, and we need to do something to stop it by, using some type of lethal force. Like, no, so we're all about, just being positive and, staying away from that negative stuff,
Absolutely.
And it goes like both ways too, like with cops and like, like the families and stuff, because the cops, like, number one, they're supposed to be protecting us. They're not supposed to be like, acting out violently for like no reason. But at the same time, like, you have these parents like, showing this to the little kids, and they're gonna grow up like, oh, I hate cops, and I hate all people like with a higher authority than me.
Right.
So it's just like brainwashing, like everything.
Jay Stacks, let me ask you this. In this, in your pursuit to, definitely study music and now to, push on with your rap career, what is the best advice that you've ever received, and also what advice would you give to a young person that's trying to pursue a career in the arts?
Oh yeah, the best advice I received was like pretty recently, after actually by this other rapper. I don't know if you guys heard of him, Bodega Bams from Spanish Harlem.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about him.
Yeah, he raps with like Flatbush Zombies in them. Yeah, he actually like reached out to me, and he told me just to like stay humble and stay persistent, because when my time comes, like, it's gonna come, and it's gonna be worth it when I'm patient. You know what I mean?
I hear that.
Yeah,
so that's what I've been doing.
If Bodega told you that, man, then that means you're on the right track, and just listen to him definitely, and just keep doing it, man. Because obviously, you reached out to me, and we kind of go way back and stuff like that, and I'm like, of course, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you, and once I heard the music, I'm like, of course, definitely, man. And the music's only gonna get better,
Yeah.
And I know that from experience too, because I remember back then I was rapping. I didn't even like the old stuff that I was rapping about. I thought it was garbage, So we just keep getting better and better, and
exactly.
Songs,
Yeah, and the young people, let's say, young people that I wanted to pursue this art, what advice would you give them?
I would kind of say the same thing. Just stay humble, and you got to be prepared for like the unexpected in the music industry. Like you can't go out there thinking, oh, everybody wants me. Like I'm like, you can't get like overly confident, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like that's not a good that's not a good look either, because nobody wants that like in an artist. You got to be like humble. You got to like you got to earn your dues. You got to pay your dues a little bit. Get in the industry a little bit and get more respect from everybody, because you're gonna go in there and they're not gonna know who you are right off the back.
Yeah.
You gotta, like, earn respect.
Yeah, definitely. Make a name for yourself. Just respect the people, and all that stuff is gonna, being like, humble. Yeah, that's gonna really, pay off, and people are gonna already kind of just be attracted to that and be like, all right,
exactly.
Cool, we're vibing with you, and yeah. So if you could sign to one major record label, who would you sign to? Like
I would like to be part of like the Visionary. Cause that's what Logic is doing, like his record label that he has with all these people.
Yeah,
I would love to be signed to them, because they just all have like really good vibes with their music. Like I really bump to them all the time.
Yeah, that's a whole team right there.
That's the best way to go, because you hear so much, stuff about other record labels that you're familiar with, that a lot of people are familiar with, like YMCMB and all that, and now they're having like some legal battle and stuff like that with,
I heard of that.
So, maybe, Visionary, that might be the way to go. I don't think you want to be a part of Young Money right now.
Yeah, it's funny. Legality, just the legal aspect of music is becoming even more a pressing issue out there, especially now that a lot of people now have access to be able to record music and collaborate and throw stuff out there, and some things may belong to the originators, and some people may just be borrowed, and then you get into a lot of issues where you need to ask for permission, need to actually buy things. It's very quick to make music, but the legality aspect is always there.